Hello, I'm Alex and welcome to TWISTfm. First, I'll show you some quick tips and go over the essentials to get you started within a few minutes. And if you want to stick around, we'll do a deep dive into every single parameter of the synth. To power the unit, please use the provided 9V 1A DC center positive power supply. For audio, please use 1/4 inch mono or unbalanced instrument cables. To update the firmware, download and unzip the TFM firmware file and drag it onto the root of the SD card using the included SD card reader. The user interface consists of a screen, a rotary encoder that can be clicked, and a menu button. In most cases, after moving a fader, pressing the menu button will skip you straight to the relevant menu, like the filter menu or the LFO1 menu. After a few seconds, the preset name will reappear. To reach the main menu from here, just press the menu button twice. The display will say Home to let you know that you're at the top menu. Roll the encoder to select a menu item, press the encoder to enter a menu, and press the menu button to go back to the previous menu. To reload the current preset, hold menu and press the encoder once. To initialize the current preset, hold menu and press the encoder twice. To quickly save the current preset, press the encoder twice. To quickly change folders, hold the menu button and turn the encoder. Hold menu for 2 seconds to silence all voices. Hold menu and swipe the ribbon to access the ribbon menu. Hold menu and move the resonance fader to adjust the heat of the analog filter. To adjust the master volume, hold menu and move any volume fader. To adjust the ADSR fader of all operators within the same layer simultaneously, hold the menu button while moving the desired fader. Hold the menu button and press the ARP button to start the Arpeggiator, or press the play button to start the sequencer. Hold the ARP button and turn the encoder to set the speed of the ARP. Hold the play button and turn the encoder to set the speed of the sequencer. When you hold the menu button, the vibrato depth and rate faders become tremolo depth and rate. To connect a fader to a modulator, first move the fader, then press the modulator's chain button. You can now select the modulation depth by holding the chain button and moving the depth fader. To clear all the faders assigned to an LFO, hold the chain button for 3 seconds. To record a custom LFO waveform, hold the menu button, then press one of the first 3 chain buttons. The display will count you in for 4 beats, then use the ribbon for 4 more beats to record the waveform. That's it for the quick guide. Now we'll take a deep dive into every menu item. The Load menu allows you to browse through your presets. This preset browser typically appears after a few seconds of inactivity. When you're in the browser, hold menu and roll the encoder to change folders. With Save highlighted, press the encoder to save your preset. With Init highlighted, press the encoder to initialize your preset. This will load the init.tfm file on the root of your SD card. When Panel is highlighted and you press the encoder, TWISTfm will read all the faders and update itself accordingly. The Copy menu allows you to make a new copy of a preset with a new name. Turn the encoder and press it to choose and validate the 4 characters of the new preset. Press the menu button if you need to return to the previous character. The BPM menu allows you to select the tempo in beats per minute of your preset's internal clock. The Preset Randomizer allows you to randomize your preset for some happy accidents. Turn the encoder to set the randomizer strength in percentage and press it to randomize. The Tune menu allows you to fine-tune the overall preset. Roll the encoder to fine-tune by 1%. Hold menu for larger increments. The Equal Temperament Scale Division menu allows you to split the octave into 12, 6 or 24 equal divisions for some microtonal experiments. When you save a preset, TWISTfm will first create a backup. The preset backup is created on the SD card with the .back file extension. Press the encoder with the Backup Restore menu highlighted to revert to this backup. Preset Safe mode helps protect your changes by asking for confirmation before switching presets if you've made any edits. To enable it, go to Safe and turn it on. Now if you try to load another preset after making changes, TWISTfm will ask you to confirm by clicking the encoder. The glide parameter lets you choose how notes transition, set to all for smooth glide on every note, or legato to jump the first note to pitch and glide only between subsequent notes. The voice menu allows you to select the voicing mode. In Poly 8 mode, all the voices are available to play individually. In unison mode, TWISTfm becomes a monophonic instrument, triggering all voices at the same time. 4x2 mode offers 4 voices triggered in stereo pairs. 2x4 mode offers 2 voices triggered in 2 groups of 4. In mono mode, only 1 voice is used on each chip, 1 on the left and 1 on the right. Wide 8 mode is similar to Poly 8 mode, where all voices are available to play individually, but they trigger from left to right for a ping-pong effect. In round robin mode, all 8 voices are triggered consecutively from 1 to 8. The MPE modes in TWISTfm enable expressive multi-dimensional control using an MPE-compatible controller. MPE 8 provides full 8-voice polyphony, each note on its own MIDI channel for independent pitch bend, pressure and timbre. MPE 4 splits the voices into 4 stereo pairs. MPE 1 triggers all voices in unison for a thick, expressive monophonic sound, ideal for leads and basses. The heat parameter sets the amount of drive into the filter. You can also set the heat by holding the menu and adjusting the resonance fader. The flavor parameter reconfigures the resonance circuitry of the filter. Liquid mode offers a smooth filter with gentle resonance. MS20 mode is a highly resonant filter with xenodiodes. The wobble mode can be set to on or off by turning the encoder. When on, this parameter feeds part of the first filter pole into the frequency modulation of the filter. The slew parameter adds slew to the filter cutoff response, helping to maintain a gentle modulation. The input volume sets the heat of the 2 input jacks, allowing you to add analog distortion to your input signals. The keyboard tracking parameter allows you to open the filter as you play higher notes. At the maximum value of 10, the filter frequency will double with every octave. The mod wheel menu allows you to assign any fader to the mod wheel. With mod wheel highlighted, press the encoder to activate mod wheel learn mode. Now move a fader to attach it to the mod wheel. In the channel menu, turn the encoder to select which MIDI channel will be used to control TWISTfm. The bend, minus and plus menus set the up and down pitch bend ranges in semitones. The MPE minus and plus settings allow you to configure the pitch bend range for MPE modes. The priority setting determines how TWISTfm handles note allocation in monophonic modes. You can choose between last, which triggers the most recently played note, low, which prioritizes the lowest note being held, or high, which prioritizes the highest note. The clock menu is used to choose between internal and external MIDI clock. When internal is selected, TWISTfm will use the BPM parameter defined in the preset menu. We highly recommend using a keyboard with polyphonic aftertouch, or even channel aftertouch, but if your keyboard doesn't have aftertouch, you can activate no aftertouch mode and TWISTfm will handle velocity as aftertouch. KVS, or Keyboard Velocity Sensitivity, lets you add expressive dynamics to your sound. Each of the 6 operators has its own KVS setting, allowing you to fine-tune their response to MIDI velocity. To adjust KVS, enter the KVS menu by clicking the encoder, select an operator, then click again to confirm, Then use the encoder to set the KVS level in 10% increments. A value of 0 means no sensitivity, while 100% provides full responsiveness. Use higher KVS levels on carriers for dynamic volume changes. And adjust modulator KVS for expressive changes in sound. Use the Mode menu to select the mode of the LFO. In bipolar mode, the LFO modulates the fader up and down around its current position. Unipolar positive modulates the fader upwards, while unipolar negative modulates it downwards, both from the current position. Rectified positive flips the lower half of the LFO, resulting in only upward modulation, and rectified negative flips the upper half, causing only downward modulation. With the sync feature, you can choose whether the LFO syncs to the incoming clock. When sync is on, the display will show time divisions in bars relative to the master clock as you adjust the rate fader. Set loop to on to make the LFO loop endlessly, or off to make it a one-shot. Set retrigger to on to enable the LFO to retrigger with each voice. As you increase the sample rate reduction, you introduce discrete steps into the LFO waveform, creating a sample and hold effect. Key tracking adjusts the LFO speed based on the note you play. The higher the note, the faster the LFO cycles. When set to 10, each octave doubles the LFO rate. Warp adds randomness to the LFO output. As you increase the warp value, more noise is introduced, making the LFO waveform less predictable. You can also enable a visual display animation to help you visualize the LFO cycle. Choose between 3 options: off, a spinning star, and a VCR tape animation to track the LFO speed. The LFO global setting determines whether an LFO affects all voices simultaneously or operates individually per voice. Skips and flips unlock new interesting rhythmic patterns by selectively skipping or flipping specific cycles in a looping LFO. From the LFO menu, select skip or flip, then press the encoder to enter the editor. The editor has 2 pages. Roll the encoder or press the sequencer play button to change pages. Page 1 edits cycles 1 to 4, page 2 edits cycles 5 to 8. Use the first 4 chain buttons to toggle cycles. To exit the editor, press the menu button. Mode controls the direction of the envelope. In positive mode, the envelope moves the filter or faders upwards. In negative mode, it moves downwards. When loop is set to on, the envelope will jump to the attack phase after finishing the decay phase. With the sync option, you can sync the envelope phases to the clock. The ribbon mode parameter controls how the ribbon controller behaves. Bend all bends the pitch of all voices simultaneously. Bend last bends the pitch of only the last played voice. In Learn mode, you can assign the ribbon to modulate any fader. Simply press the encoder with Learn selected, then move a fader to assign it to the ribbon. Ribbon chord mode lets you transition smoothly between 2 chords using the ribbon controller. Use the ribbon left and right parameters to set a chord for each edge of the ribbon, then slide your finger to blend between them. Cali mode is used to calibrate the ribbon controller for accurate performance. The process involves 3 steps. Leave the ribbon untouched to calibrate the neutral position. Place your finger at the bottom of the ribbon until calibration is complete. Place your finger at the top of the ribbon to finalize the calibration. Hold mode determines whether the ribbon effect continues after you lift your finger. When on, the effect stays active. When off, it resets to the original state once you release the ribbon. Link mode lets you assign the ribbon to control layer 1, layer 2, or both at once. The up and down parameters set the range of the ribbon's pitch bend or modulation. Up controls the range of the upward modulation, adjustable from 1 to 48 semitones, while down does the same for the downward modulation. In CS80 mode, the ribbon mimics a classic synthesizer, bending the pitch upwards by 5 semitones and down to 0. The slew parameter adjusts how fast or slow the ribbon responds to your touch. Higher slew values create smoother transitions, while lower values give a quicker response. The play parameter allows the ribbon to trigger notes. You can disable it with off, or set it to trigger notes within a 1 to 4 octave range. The morph parameter lets the ribbon smoothly transition between different sound settings or patches. In the morph sub-menu, you'll find 3 options: copy, paste, and initialize. Copy duplicates the current preset state. Paste applies the copied preset state to the morph destination, allowing you to morph between 2 presets. Initialize clears the morph destination and replaces it with the current preset. For example, to morph between filter cutoff states using the ribbon, first set the ribbon to morph mode by selecting Morph. For the initial state, touch the left edge of the ribbon and move the cutoff fader to the minimum, closing the filter. To set the morph destination, touch the right edge of the ribbon and move the fader to maximum, opening the filter. Now, sliding your finger across the ribbon will smoothly transition between the closed and open filter. Here's a breakdown of the arpeggiator modes. Up plays notes in ascending order. Down plays notes in descending order. Up-down alternates between ascending and descending like a pendulum. Random plays notes in a completely random order. Walk creates a random walking effect. In converge, notes start at the outer edges and move inward, while diverge starts at the center and moves outward. Play follows the exact order notes were added. And stutter repeats each note twice before moving to the next. Finally, all plays all the notes at once. Range sets the arpeggio span from 1 to 6 octaves. Link assigns the arpeggiator to the first layer, second layer, or both layers. Sync locks the arpeggiator to the internal or external MIDI clock, or runs freely when off. Rate controls the speed of the arpeggio. When sync is on, the display shows time divisions relative to the master clock. Let's explore how to use the Arp Skips and Ties editor. This tool allows you to customize your arpeggiator steps for dynamic rhythms and patterns. Select Skip or Tie and press the encoder to enter the editor. Both use the same editor layout. In the editor, you'll see 8 arpeggiator steps represented as dotted lines across the display. The editor is split into 2 pages. Use the sequencer play button or turn the encoder to switch between pages. The first page is to edit steps 1 to 4, and the second for steps 5 to 8. To edit steps, use the first 4 chain buttons. When you're done, press the menu button to exit the editor. The Scales menu in TWISTfm offers a variety of scales to fit different musical styles. When transposing one layer over another, the selected scale ensures that the transposition stays diatonic, meaning the notes remain harmonically aligned instead of chromatic. The root setting allows you to choose the scale's root note by turning the encoder. The selected note will be displayed on the screen. With the keyboard split setting, you can use the lower half of the keyboard to change the root in real time. To enable this, go to the Split submenu and select On, then press the encoder to enter learning mode, and press a key to set the split point. All keys below the split point will control the root note. The chord menu allows you to choose from various chord types like minor triad or house chords. Chords can be combined with scales and the arpeggiator for creative effects. With chord split mode, you can cue new chords in real time for expressive harmonic shifts. To enable this, go to the Split submenu and select On, then press the encoder to enter learning mode, and press a key to set the split point. The vibrato mode parameter offers 4 pitch modulation types: bipolar for vibrato in both directions, up for upward pitch bends, down for downward bends, and manual for manual control of pitch using the depth fader. The sample rate reduction introduces a choppy stepped vibrato effect by reducing the sample rate. The waveform selection menu lets you choose from smooth sine waves to sharp square or random noise waves. With the link menu, you can assign the vibrato to either layer 1, layer 2, or both. The sync parameter lets you lock the vibrato to the tempo, using the same time divisions as the arpeggiator. TWISTfm's stereo tremolo offers smooth modulations or fast gate effects. Rate controls the speed of the tremolo, and depth controls the intensity of the effect. Hold menu and adjust the vibrato rate and depth faders to adjust the rate and depth of the tremolo. The wave parameter allows you to adjust different waveforms for the tremolo, like sine for smooth modulation or rectangle for sharp changes. Phase adjusts the offset between the left and right channels to create a wide autopan effect. The sync parameter locks the tremolo to the rate of the clock using the same time divisions as the arpeggiator and the vibrato. TWISTfm's polyphonic step sequencer lets you create intricate patterns. You can sequence both notes and fader movements. Start and stop the sequencer by holding the menu button and pressing play. The rate parameter controls the sequencer tempo. It can also be adjusted by holding the play button and turning the encoder. The note parameter has 3 modes. Off disables note sequencing. Absolute outputs programmed notes, ignoring the keyboard input. Relative transposes notes relative to the key you play. Turn the fader parameter on or off to sequence recorded fader positions. Clear resets the sequence to default. Length sets the sequence length from 1 to 128 steps. Adjust the length with 10-step increments by holding the menu button. Loop enables continuous playback. Retrigger restarts the sequence when playing a new key. Latch keeps the sequence playing after releasing the key. Sync aligns the sequence with the master clock. Direction offers playback modes: forward, reverse, ping-pong, or random. Here's how to edit sequences on your TWISTfm. To enter the sequencer editor, press the encoder with Edit selected. The display will alternate between the note name and the step number. To exit, just press the menu button. To edit a step, turn the encoder to select the step number. The note and octave for that step will be displayed. To set the new note, simply play a note on your MIDI keyboard and TWISTfm will learn it. For the gate behavior of each step, you have 3 options. Press the key down button to play the note and trigger the envelopes. Press the tie button to hold the note from the previous step without re-triggering, and the key up button to end the note. You can also record up to 10 fader positions on each step. Just move a fader and the position will be recalled on that step as long as the fader parameter is set to on. Thanks for watching and have fun with TWISTfm.